Kia ora, I'm Tegan North and welcome to our Fresh Panel Show where if you've got something to say, you better say it with your chest. Gone are the days where musicians are hitting the streets trying to hand out all their mixtapes and all that kind of stuff. We're all trying to get a big TikTok hit, all right? Whether you want it on an NRL fan edit or whatever. How do we turn this hustle into a real life music career? And how do we get those bedroom beats into business deals? All right, we've got a couple of special guests with us today to talk about the music industry with networking and business. You're an independent artist, they say.
Sometimes, yeah.
Can you tell us what's that hustle like?
I've been independent since I was 16 years old. During that whole period, I guess it's just where you don't have a team to support you, you have to fulfill those roles. So you're your own agent, your own marketing manager, your own social media content person, producer, mix, master engineer, everything. And it's a lot, but it's the life I chose. It's a life that chose me, chat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Is it nice knowing that you take 100% of the cut?
It's nice knowing that I own my music.
Yeah.
And I take full accountability of the decisions I do and don't make.
Yeah.
So anything I put my name to is, that's the horse backing it, you know?
Yeah. I only just learned recently that just because you have heaps of streams, it doesn't mean that you're rich. No, do you know how that model works?
With streams, it gets down to almost a cent per stream, or like.
Oh, less probably 0.0000.
Yeah, a percentage of a cent. So I know for Spotify, it's 0.003, I think it is. So you'd need to have an equivalent of 300,000 streams just to generate $1,000 in that one DSP or that one platform. How many artists is generating that many numbers? And you got to do that on a monthly basis in order for you to maintain that kind of revenue.
So it's not barely even paying rent.
Nah.
Yeah, for 300,000 streams.
It's not paying rent.
No.
So where does the money get made?
Money's made on tangibles, the experiences, doing shows, merch, the clothes, ads and things like that, and even hard copies of your music.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to go. There's so many different avenues that you can explore.
Creating your own, like your brand image, who you are, you got to market yourself.
Oh, yeah.
How important was that in your journey?
I've learned a lot. You can't play someone else the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't afford to be acting. You know, you're in the wrong career pathway.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's refreshing for R&B, especially in the genre that I sit in.
I think you don't take yourself too seriously.
Well, I don't. You know, like I can turn it on. You know what I mean? It's just like I turn it on and off. But for the most part, I feel like most like a lot of R&B acts at the moment, like they're doing that thing, licking their lips. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like
With it.
yeah, you broke
I still feel like you
D'Angelo,
low-key.
but it's like, but it's I want to bring myself to my music, and I want that to be like I describe being an artist as being like a brand on legs. You know, like we don't really get to turn off, so play yourself.
So networking, you're 16 years old, that's when you're starting your hustle.
Yep.
How do you network at 16 years old, or how does that start to progress where you get to a point where you're like, okay, I know enough people?
At that age, my talent was getting me into rooms as opposed to, you know, my But
and then somehow this followed along.
somehow it's just come along part of the puzzle. But I wanted to get booked for shows, and it's like, well, how do I do that? So I started reaching out to people and asking a lot of questions and getting my feelings hurt. And I guess just like turning up, being a part of the industry is important. Going to shows, meeting people, telling people you enjoy their music. We don't really do that in New Zealand. We kind of suck. We're too cool to do that. So
who's this guy? Like,
we'll be like, nah, his song's bad, but I won't tell him. So it's like, it's kind of just telling people, and I guess building a community and then becoming a focal part of that community and, you know, making moves. Yeah.
I think that's a massive thing with a lot of the New Zealand artists, especially the PI and Māori artists in New Zealand, is they are very pro-culture and they use it, you know, in ways to prove to other aspiring polys and Māoris that, you know, it is achievable. You can come from the struggle and turn it into something great. They help each other out. It's like one big family when you get in the industry.
And when you're reaching out, are you DMing people? Are you emailing people?
Yeah, genuinely, it's everything like an artist that I admire. I'll just DM them.
Yeah.
Or let's say it's like
Drake.
Not wow. I ain't getting
Happy birthday, bro. Like.
Appreciate you so much, my bro. Appreciate what you do for the youth, my bro. Let's say, for example, like I want to get my song on like a radio station. I'll find the email and flick them a bell.
It is really a who you know industry. You know, like if you really have a passion to chase something and you see somebody in a position where they could probably help, then don't be afraid to just go and ask them. The worst answer you're going to get is a no. And you're never going to know what the answer's going to be if you don't ask the question, is the way I see it. So like, just being fearless. networking is a key component of the industry. Whether you're independent or with a label, you need the networks. Your net worth is your network. So.
Oh, whoa. That's a bar. That's a bar right there. I also think like faking it till you make it.
Yeah, sure.
I know it sounds like real cliche, but I always say fake it till you make it, because even if you do have a little bit of self-doubt, you can't show it.
Yeah.
If you keep saying, I'm really talented, I'm really great, I'm going to succeed, I think that's like that whole like law of attraction.
I got it, yeah.
Manifesting the good energy into your life. Like, I think if you just sit there and if you believe it, even though there's always going to be self-doubt, if you believe it, then someone else is going to. Or they might go, who's this guy?
That's right.
But you tried.
You gotta be your own biggest supporter first before you can expect other people to jump on board. Like you gotta see the vision clearly, I think, before others will. Yeah.
That is all the yapping we have time for today, Freshies. Join us next time on Say It With Your Chest.